Hey everybody, this is Sabrina. Welcome back to my channel. I have one last favorite book from February to share, and that is Two Wrongs Make a Right. When I was thinking about how I was going to decorate this page, I did say in my agenda video I might do some trees, but then I decided what was kind of one of my favorite parts of the book, because it was just kind of random but it was still awesome that it was added in. So the main character, B, she had a pet hedgehog named Cornelius, and I just thought it was so awesome. Like I said, kind of random, but I loved it. And so I decided to find a stock image of a hedgehog and go with that. And I'll add in some washi tape, red and yellow, to play off of the cover. And then I'll add in some leaves as well. I kind of ignored, well, not kind of, I did ignore the blue in the other main character Jamie's clothes, just because, I don't know, I felt like with the reds, oranges, and yellows and browns, those all went great together, but then throwing the blue in there, it just didn't work. So just ignoring the blue for now. And this is also a favorite author of mine, Chloe Liese, I believe. She does another series called The Bergman Brothers. I believe that's right. And I love that series. I stamped my rating box first because I wanted to make sure that I did not forget that. And then I'll just draw a little box to include genre and the book number, and I'll fill that in later. I grabbed some really old Studio Calico stamps, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp all the different leaves in different colored inks. So I have yellow leaves and orange leaves, red leaves, and then I will get an Ellie Edwards stamp in a little bit to stamp some brown leaves. Like I've said before, I love making little clusters on my page and kind of outlining the page with different stamped areas. So I stuck to one by the book cover, which is one that I always do. And then if I have a supporting image, I'll do a main cluster there as well. And then I also like to do the edges as well. The edges work really good for stamping and layered stamping, because then it doesn't kind of interfere with all the writing that I want to do, because I tend to write a lot when it comes to my various books. So I am finishing up with that and just using a scrap piece of paper to catch the pieces that I don't want on there. Now I've got this really great stamp from Ellie Edwards to stamp some brown leaves. And once I have that, I'm going to add in some main phrases. I love finding in my stash some sort of stamp sentiment that matches the theme of the book, and I was able to easily do that with this book. This book has a lot to do with mental health as well, and kind of like the mask that we wear out in the world, and then finding that one person that we can take our mask off, and just, you know, how we all keep going and we keep trying our best. So I chose Everything's Gonna Be Okay and Keep On Keeping On. Loved those phrases, and they came from a Studio Calico stamp set. I'll leave the information in the description box. I don't know if it's available, but I will leave it in there in case you want it. So I'm adding those two phrases, and then I can get started on my synopsis and thoughts and different quotes. So the synopsis that I'm going to write is saying that this book is based very loosely on Shakespeare's Much Ado About Nothing, but I've never read that. I'm totally okay with that. Because I don't know, I'm not a big Shakespeare fan. I don't know. You can leave a comment. Let me know if you're a Shakespeare fan, but I've never really understood it in college, but maybe now I'd understand it. But anyways, so the book is about Jamie Westberg and B. Wilmot, and they meet at a friend's party, and it's an absolute disaster. B manages to spill on Jamie twice, and they both quickly realize that their people, all of them, are determined to get them together. And when they're tricked into a date with each other, they decide to get revenge by fake dating. Of course, as Jamie and B get to know each other and build a friendship, they realize their feelings aren't so fake anymore. And again, it's told in dual perspectives, which I just absolutely loved. And just getting to see like a different side and how they thought about different things, and also the mental health aspect and just being able to be inside their heads was really cool. So that was one of my thoughts. And then the other one was that I loved how B was kind of the tough one and Jamie was more of the gentle guy, the soft hero. I saw one reviewer write that, and I just liked that. I like that as a nice change, because there's always like the bad boy in romance books, but this one was a little different and I loved it. I loved how Jamie was a thinker and how deep he felt, and he also deals with anxiety, which I totally related to, and just, yeah, like I said, like how he thinks and worries, totally related to me. I love the opposites attract trope, and that was done here so good. Perfection, I said. Steamy factor was really hot, and of course the pet hedgehog Cornelius was just so fun, and I couldn't get enough of these complex characters finding themselves and love in this messy, messy world. So the first quote I picked was, "I don't see you differently, I see you better," and that was Jamie to B. So again, they were having a conversation about, being themselves and fully themselves in front of each other instead of who they portray out in the world. I had some room for another quote, so I wrote another one that I really liked, and it is, "You're the best kind of chaos I've ever met, and while chaos used to terrify me, you make me crave it. I'm saying, even though this is an absurd situation we've backed ourselves into, I'd do it again in a heartbeat because it gives me you." And that was Jamie to B, because Jamie, again, had some anxiety and also OCD. And so for him, a lot of what B did was disastrous and pushed his boundaries. And it was just such a good book, such a delightful, sweet book. And I really enjoyed reading it so much. The next quote is, "My fake boyfriend isn't supposed to ruin me for everyone else," I whisper. Jamie's eyes fall shut as he drops his forehead to mine. "Sometimes, Patrice, I want to ruin you for everyone else." I just love that. So good. So I have those quotes all finished up, and now I can add in the book number and also the genres, which for me, I picked mental health and romance. I thought that this, again, like I said a few times, fantastic representation of mental health and OCD and just love and different set of characters. Really great book. And then the book number was 17 out of 100. And so I'm just going to add a few leaves to that box, and that'll be it for this spread. I'd love to know what you guys are reading. I am reading With This Heart right now and listening to Maybe Now. So leave a comment and let me know what you're reading. And this is my spread. Hope you enjoyed. I'd love a thumbs up or a subscribe if you're new to my channel. Have a great day. Bye.